Hey guys, what is happening? Dan here from Huck Snowboarding Explained. Today I'm coming to you with a review for the Picture Anton Jacket. This is it. The Picture Anton Jacket is a pullover anorak style jacket that has a high waterproof rating and great breathability. This review is going to be split into 4 parts. First impressions, technical explanations, effectiveness and verdict. The first thing you notice about this jacket is the weight. Despite it being a shell, which means that it doesn't actually have any down insulation like a lot of jackets do, it's still really weighty, and I think that's down to the build quality as well as some of the tech that's gone into it. This is a large. Now I'm 5'11" and I got a 41-inch chest, and I opted. Now I went for a large. I'm 5'11" and I got a 41-inch chest, and I do like a baggier jacket to give me a bit more space while I'm riding, which is why I went for this size. I'm going to put it on for you now so you can see what it looks like when it's on and what it looks like when it's worn over a mid layer, which is what I'm wearing now. As you can see, it's got a really nice hang to it, and it's got this lovely kind of baggy look, which means that as you're turning, spinning, jibbing, doing whatever you're doing, it's going to fit really nicely all the way through. Comes with built-in wrist gaiters, as you can see here. It's got a pass pocket, it's got this big kangaroo pouch here, which is fleece lined for goggles, which is really nice. It's got this chest pocket here, which comes with a goggle wipe, and it's also got a secret inner pocket, which is lined and waterproofed further for you to put your phone in or whatever else you want. On the sides, it's got underarm vents here and here. It zips up as well for you to get in and out. This does zip up all the way to the side. And of course it's got a powder skirt. The lining itself is fabric here, so you could wear it just over a t-shirt if you want. It's nice and warm to do that. The collar here is fleece lined, so when you do it up it's nice and comfortable. And it does sit nice and high just around your nose. Now it does have a helmet compatible hood as well that you can pull up obviously over the top of a helmet, which is really nice. My first overall impressions are that the build quality of this is just fantastic. These zips feel really waterproof. They're YKK zips, and they feel really kind of weighty to pull up and down, like they're really not going to go anywhere. The Velcro feels really sort of grippy. The materials are all really nice, and this, despite being a shell, feels like it's going to sort of stand up to not just the wind and the rain, but also the cold as well. I can tell you now that I'm standing here at about 12 degrees in this room because I got the windows open, because as I'm filming this I keep having to stop and wipe my forehead because I am just so hot inside this thing that it is making me sweat. You can probably see it beading on my forehead as it is. I really do think that this would be warm enough just to wear a base layer and then this over the top in most conditions and be absolutely fine. When I picked this up, I was in the north of England and it got down to about kind of 4 or 5, and I was just wearing a t-shirt and a fleece and this, and I was really warm. So while I haven't sort of worn it in the mountains as yet, I can say with some confidence that when I do, I'm probably not going to need to layer up in the same way that I do with my last jacket. So the next part of this review is going to be a tech explanation. And what I thought I'd do is just take a write-up from a major snow retailer, the place that I get all of my snow equipment, and go through it and just kind of clear up some of the terms and some of the kind of bits of technology that are included but don't necessarily mean anything without any context or real technical explanation really. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of read it out, and then whenever we come to a term or a part that feels a little bit kind of inaccessible, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of jump into it and I'm going to break it down. I've done a bit of research, I've got some notes here on what everything means and what things are, and yeah, we're just going to kind of look into the technical elements of what make this jacket really great. Picture's Anton Ski and Snowboard Jacket is a really stylish anorak jacket that is filled with all the features you need for a day on the mountains, whether lapping the park or going into the backcountry. The Anton has been infused with Picture's top-of-the-range DryPlay Membrane, a polyester blended laminate, giving 20 and 15K waterproof and breathability rating, while also providing extreme comfort and mobility. The indicated premium weatherproofing material has a hydrophilic internal layer which extracts humidity and water from inside the jacket. Now, polyester is a synthetic polymer derived from carbon through a chemical process and is used extensively in the garment industry. Polyester molecules are long and stable and can be formed into fibres and then spun into fabrics. Because you're making the polymer, you can make the fabric to whatever spec you want. Now, I couldn't really find much about the DryPlay Membrane itself, but the term blended laminates leads me to believe that there are layers of polyester compressed together under heat and laminated into this DryPlay membrane. The tag says 100% polyester, so we can assume that the liner is different polyester fabrics laminated together to make this material, which in all honesty is pretty outstanding. Okay, next part. A 2-layer ripstop material has been used to manufacture the Anton jacket, along with fully taped seams, and it has been treated with Teflon, Ecolite PFC durable water repellent, a renewable source technology which is hypoallergenic, has zero pollution, and Picture guaranteed efficiency after 10 washes. Let's break this down. If you don't know what ripstop is, it's basically a method of reinforcing fabric by sewing in thread in a crosshatch pattern. This makes it really resistant to tearing and ripping. You can see the ripstop here, you know, where you'd land if you fell. Pretty useful out in the backcountry, I think. Teflon Ecolite PFC durable water repellent. Let's start with PFC just to get it out of the way. PFC in this case stands for perfluorinated compounds, and they're used in the production of Teflon, which we'll come to in a sec. They possess great hydrophobicity and stain resistance in fabrics. Hydrophobicity means that they don't soak up water, so it beads on top and then runs off. What about Teflon then? Isn't that the stuff they use on frying pans, you say? Yes, it is, but that's not all. Teflon is a brand name for PTFE. That's polytetrafluoroethylene to you or me. These PTFEs are fluorocarbon solids consisting wholly of carbon and fluorine, and they're highly hydrophobic too. They display what's known as mitigated London dispersion forces due to the high electronegativity of fluorine. And they also have an extremely low friction coefficient, which means that very little sticks to them. Water and everything else is going to be actively repelled from this fabric due to the very chemical nature of the molecules it's made from. To ensure you stay warm while out in the mountain, Picture have used a thermal dry system along with a CoreMax Lining, both of which are manufactured from recycled polyester and specifically tailored to provide warmth and breathability where you need it, while staying durable and providing great freedom of movement. We don't need science to break this one down. You can see here that the lining, while not stuffed with down, has a sponginess to it. This is a polyester foam which traps air inside it, and we all know that air is a great insulator. So even though this is technically a shell jacket, it still has great heat retention and is super warm. As the Anton jacket is a pullover, it is equipped with a half zipper opening and a side zip for ease of entry. Picture have included a large kangaroo pouch pocket with tons of storage space and the standard pass and chest pocket. The inclusion of wrist gaiters and a snow stretch skirt make the Picture Anton a great choice for a jacket for your trip to the mountains. Now the third part of this review is the effectiveness, and the effectiveness is going to be a quick sort of weighing up of the technical features of the jacket and how well they translate into real world scenarios. Now, full disclosure here, I haven't been on a skiing holiday this year yet, which means that I've only had a chance to wear this in our lovely autumn weather in the UK. As I said, I did pick this up in the north of England last week, and I wore it there a lot, and it was pretty cold. It got down to kind of about 3 or 4 in the night, and I had a thin fleece on and a t-shirt under it, no base layers, nothing kind of merino wool or anything really thermal, and I was really hot in this thing. I mean, to the point that I had to take off my fleece and put it in my bag and then just wear this on top of my t-shirt. And I've worn it here a little bit in the rain as well, and yeah, I mean, it's just kept me really, really dry. The jacket retails for about £260, I think, there or thereabouts here in the UK, and it's honestly worth it. I got this jacket and I love it. I really can't wait to wear it out in the mountains, because I think that it's, a fantastic piece of kit, and I think that all the tech that's gone into it is going to really make the whole experience of skiing and being in the mountains and facing the snow and the blizzards and the wind and the cold a lot simpler, because hopefully I'm not going to have to layer up as much, and yeah, I can't wait. So the verdict, I mean, what is a verdict really? I mean, I'm obviously going to say that I would buy it because I have bought it, but what I want to do with the verdict is more lean towards, how does it stack up in terms of what it costs based on what it delivers. In generally, in regards to the jacket itself and how I feel about it, but also in terms of what else you could buy for that same kind of price and how it might stack up against that. As I said, this is a £260 jacket. It's got lots of features. It's got the CoreMax lining. It's 20k waterproof. It's got the ripstop material. It's got everything that I need, and as well as having lots of storage options, and being really, really attractive to look at, because let's face it, it's a fashion show out there. Everybody wants to look good. You want to spend money on something that makes you look good and makes you feel good. And I just love the big kind of slouchy anorak look, and I think the picture have delivered perfectly here. Even though it is a really baggy jacket, like you saw, it's on the kind of larger side for me, but I prefer that. I like to have a lot of room to move around, and I like it to hang a little bit lower as well. Sort of just covering the top of my thighs really, and kind of my butt. The jacket has everything I could want, and I would buy one. I was lucky enough to actually win this jacket, so I didn't pay for it, and all cards on the table. There was a bit of a mix-up. It wasn't actually this jacket that I won. It was a different picture jacket, and now unfortunately I have to actually send this back to Picture. But what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to buy one anyway, because I just really like this thing. I think this thing is absolute quality, and I've wanted an anorak for a while, so whether I'm going to get it for this year or whether I'm going to get it for next year, I don't quite know. We'll just have to kind of wait and see how my sort of my end of year bonus is looking. But I am definitely going to invest in one of these at some point, because I really do think that it's worth the money, and a few things that cost £250 plus tend to be. I've got another jacket that is in the high kind of 200s, and in all honesty, this blows it out of the water in terms of quality. Now that is a really nice jacket. I really love that jacket. I'm not going to say what brand it is, but it cost £280, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was kind of as good as a jacket was going to get. And then when I was handed this thing, I just kind of fell in love. So what you can expect is a review actually on the jacket that I'm being sent to replace this one. I'm sending this one back in the next kind of couple of days, but I wanted to do a review on it first, just because I felt like there's a lot of hype around Picture, the brand, but there's not a lot of kind of explanation as to kind of what goes into the jacket, and I feel like they really do put a lot of effort into the development, not only of the technology but of the style as well. And they're a company that really deserve their dues, because they're using recycled plastics and things to make these coats, and the sheer kind of quality that just kind of exudes from everything in this jacket is insane. If you don't know what I'm doing when I keep doing this and looking down, it's because I've got the jacket in front of me and I can't stop looking at it. And lastly, what I want to say is that in all the photos, this yellow looks kind of like washed out and a bit kind of pale and anemic, but in person it's really, really nice. It's kind of this canary yellow that's just absolutely gorgeous. And I never really wanted a yellow coat, but now that I've got to send this back, it's making me really sad. So yeah, shall I do an out of 10 rating? I don't know, this is my first review really. Let's just leave it at I'm going to buy one of these for myself at some point in the future. And if you're looking for an anorak and you like the way that it looked on me, and you like the way that I did this review, and you like all the tech that went into it like I do because I'm a nerd, then get one, because it is worth it and you'll be really happy. Alright guys, I'm Dan from Huck, Snowboarding Explained, and I'll catch you next time.